Tom Aspinall, Tommy Tom. I'm gonna get this shit out the way before we get started on the Song You Dong and Figgy content. I'm gonna do that shit tomorrow and the preview show Friday, but we got some shit to talk about today. Just a little bit. It ain't gonna be too long a video. I know I'll be dragging up my videos, but this shit right here ain't gonna be too long because we got a couple updates yesterday and the shit I seen this morning. So this nigga Tom Aspinall, we all know the nigga got eye poke, whatever. Here you go, the fucking rain going again. I swear it's been raining all fucking week, the past 2 weeks. But anyway, Tom Aspinall, he got eye poke, right? He went in for multiple surgeries. So we all know Sirgon, Alex Pajeda, they fighting for the interim at the White House card, right? Tom apparently was supposed to be getting ready to train right now or right around this time because, you know, just the shit that, you know, that got released or whatever. He's supposed to be getting, or at least from his words, I guess he was getting ready to start training or whatever. So that's why they went ahead and made the interim shit. That, honestly, you can kind of say that kind of coincide with Camzat shit, because, you know, Camzat, he's, you know, he's supposed to go up or whatever. We'll get to him later, because now I believe Camzat and Sean Strickland about to do the rematch, which I don't know why. I just explained, you know, on Monday Weekend Recap. But long story short, Tom Aspinall, he's not cleared. The doctors still have not cleared him, and now we back to square one where we don't know when the fuck he's supposed to come back and start training. You know what? And we at the point, and also we're gonna get to Shavkat a little bit in the video too, because Shavkat is finally, speaking of somebody that got cleared to train, Shavkat is training right now. Go on and shout out to Fight Basics. Go on his Instagram page, and he got the video of the sparring up there right now. Shavkat is currently back training and doing some light sparring. He ain't doing too much because, you know, obviously with his injury, you got to take it baby step by baby step to get back to where he was. But Shavkat, he's back to training right now on some light sparring shit. But Tom Aspinall, man, oh man, bro. I think we at the point with Tom where it's like, you know what? Even if, and I know how the fans feel, I know how I felt, I know how the industry feel. Even if you think he was faking or not, whatever is going on, it's a lot of complications with his fucking eye. So, my personal opinion, and I know I've been waffling the past couple months, whatever. I wanted to give a lot of niggas options on what they, you know, what they could do, what they should do, you know what I mean? But at this point, we need to go ahead and strip. We need to strip Tom Aspinall. And it's funny to say that because on that John Jones situation, I was like, if not, in the end, I was like, you know what? We need to go ahead and strip John Jones. But I was like, you know what? Nah, there's something else going on. Let's not strip him just yet. And if it really was that big of a hassle, the UFC would have stripped him. Now, fast forward to now with this whole Tom Aspinall situation. I would say Tom need to relinquish the belt just because he don't have any. We don't have any clear. How do you pronounce that fucking word? Clarity or whatever it is. We don't have a timetable for his return. So it's like he says one thing, then the doctors say another thing, and it's like, and this is what I mean about the fucking. That's just an entire rant on its own, because but this is what I mean though. This is what I mean about some of these weight classes being so stagnant and shit like that, and the UFC just handing out interim belts like it's fucking candy. It's like, for all intents and purposes, These niggas that's fighting in the White House, fucking Cyril Gahn and Alex Pereira, they need to fight for the real heavyweight strap, at least in my opinion. Because Tom Aspinall, I was okay with this. I was okay with this at first. I'm like, okay, I know Tom going through what he going through with his eye and shit. So then fighting for the interim belt, okay, I'm like, you know what? I don't understand why they need to fight for the interim, but in this situation, I'll accept it. And then Tom Aspinall is going to come back at the end of the year, and they're going to fight for undisputed. Cool, okay. But now, Tom Aspinall, once again, has not been cleared. The doctors still haven't cleared him. So it's like, bro, what the fuck is we doing? Because we're going to get to the point where Tom Aspinall is not going to be able to fight until next year. So say like Alex Pereira, whoever wins between Alex Pereira and Cyril Gahn, they don't take a huge amount of damage, and they want to get back in there before the year is over with. Then we're going to be in a situation where, like it was, a decade ago with, was it Renan Barão? With Renan Barão, where Renan Barão ended up defending, I think it was Renan Barão. When Renan Barão defended the interim strap, we're going to get to a situation like that where somebody's going to have to defend the interim title, which is a fucking interim title. You know what I mean? Interim title should be under specific situations where the champ is severely injured and they're not going to strip him. So therefore, you give out an interim belt, interim title fight. That nigga wins the interim belt, and then when the champ gets healthy, which more cases than not is usually the very next fight, they fight for undisputed, and then we go back to having a one champion at a weight class. But Tom, we at the point where it's like we don't know what the fuck going on. Like this nigga Tom, he can still come back this year, like the end of the year, because it's going to be end of the year. Or we could be in a situation where Tom's going to come back next year, and that's where we at with the heavyweight right now. That's why I was like, you know what? Even though I believe that Pereira and Cyril Gahn should have just been a title eliminator fight, because I mean, if I want to keep ranting about the same shit, this is WWE-esque with the interim titles, because it's kind of like now we need a title in a fucking weight class as a gimmick almost, you know what I mean? But originally I felt Pereira and Cyril Gahn need to fight just for the title eliminator as a number one contendership. But the situation with Tom, yeah, I guess an interim is granted, but I would not be surprised that whoever wins between Gahn and Pereira will end up defending the interim belt by the end of the year, because we don't know what the fuck going on with Tom. But to end this thing off, Shavkat, let's go, nigga. Everybody thought that your career was over. I thought your career was over. And yeah, hopefully now we on some like real analyzing shit. It's hard to say that Shavkat can get back to how he was as a dominant fighter, because these are like major injuries back to back in multiple years. But I'm glad he's finally back to sparring. Hopefully no more setbacks. And yeah, let's get this show on the road. Have him. My personal opinion, as much as I want Shavkat, because Shavkat to me is the rightful champion, is the rightful number one contender. He's been active. Now it's not his fault, but he's an active, so he got to start all over. That's just how the game goes. So Shavkat, give him somebody like a Sean Brady, or some, or even give him the winner of Belal Muhammad and Gabriel Buffoon. Give him somebody like that, and let's get the show on the road. I'm glad, because honestly, he could have called it a career. He could have called it a career where everything that's been going on with him, his personal life, and the injuries, he could have called it a career. Just like, with Zabit. Zabit, one of my favorites. Zabit, he had a condition, and, he said he couldn't do it no more, and he called it a career. You know what I mean? Like, Zabit, to me, Zabit is like UFC's #1 what if. Like, what if, you know, he didn't have this condition he had, and what if he was able to train much more harder if he didn't have the condition? You know, he would have been at least to me, and I know other people say this too, Zabit would have been a dominant champion if he didn't go through what he was going through. But, you know, it is what it is. Same thing with Shavkat. Shavkat, right now, we have to put him under the what if, because, you know, he was definitely on his way. I tell you the truth, if Shavkat ain't gone through what he gone through, JDM would have never been champ. And I might when I get the chance sometime soon or whatever, we're gonna go through a lot. I'm gonna have a video of a lot of hypotheticals, because there is a lot of hypotheticals and MMA math and logic on stylistic matchups where it's like, you know, this guy right here shouldn't have been champ type shit because of A, B, and C, and D. You know what I mean? But anyway, until my video tomorrow, we're going to talk about Figgy and Sung Dong tomorrow before the preview show. And my Instagram, I'm going to do the DJ and Rod Tang. I'm going to go back over them fights as a reaction from my other platform. And I may do like some sort of review show for YouTube later on in the week or whatever. But till my next video, holla y'all niggas later, man.